Hey guys, it's Cynthia the Fishing Mommy, and today I'm going to show you my ultra minimalist complete fishing tackle kit. I do a lot of bank fishing, and so I'm carrying around a sling bag or a backpack all the time, and those things get heavy. If you're not paying really good attention, you're carrying around 100 pounds worth of stuff. That is where this comes in. Check this out. This is a 3500 size Plano box, and it is double-sided, as you can see. This box is very small. It's about 9 inches by about 3 inches. I'll give you the exact measurements down below, along with a link to exactly where I got this one. But this little box I can take in my backpack or bag, and it is great for any pond or any lake that I want to fish. It's great for panfish. It's great for bass. I really love this solution for not carrying too much stuff with me. So I'm going to show you what I have in this box. It is, right now it's geared for fall fishing, but I just switch out a couple of lures here and there as the year goes on. But the basics all stay the same. So I'm going to show you what I've got in each side of my double-sided Plano box. And again, this is the Plano 3500 box. I'll put the link down below so that you know exactly which one I'm using here. But this is great, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. And then stay tuned for the end, because I also have a really, really compact solution for de-hooking fish and cutting line, and I'm going to show you that at the very end. So don't forget to hang around till the very end so you can see my ultra efficient solution for de-hooking and for line cutting. Hey, take a real quick second, hit that subscribe button while we're thinking about it. It's right there in the corner for you, and it'll be there for the whole video, but I'd really appreciate your subscription. Okay, so now we're going to get into what's inside this box. This is the first side. This is the terminal tackle side. So I use a couple of different basic hooks. I use a small wacky or circle hook. These are owners, and I think these are size 1/0, and I use those a lot. Also, you might be wondering what this little thing is. I'm getting old and kind of blind. This is just a hook threading tool. And then in this next compartment, I have my EWGs. I most commonly use 3/0 EWGs. I also have some belly weighted hooks, which I use certain times of the year and in certain situations. I use these for fluke style baits. Moving on, O-rings, which I need to replenish. And then I have a couple of different sizes of bullet weight. These are 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce. Over here, I have jig heads. These are my fish head style jig heads, and I use these in saltwater and in freshwater. I'll put a swim bait on here like a kayak. Then I have drop shot weights, a couple of different kinds of drop shot weights. And then I have the small jig heads over here. These are the ones that I would use for like panfish or crappie. These are the ball head jigs. I also catch smallmouth on these sometimes. This is Ned rig heads, and these are pretty much all Z-Man shrooms in different sizes. Here's a big one. And then down here in this open compartment, you'll notice there's no dividers in here. That's just the way this box comes. So I have just a couple kind of random things in here. I have a spoon, and then this is a Strike King spinnerbait. This is a Redfish Magic spinnerbait. It's for, as the name implies, for redfish. I actually think I'm going to try it here in the north for bass as well and see what happens. So I haven't thrown this yet here, but if I do, you guys will probably see it on the channel. And then I just have a couple more weights over here. And so that is the terminal tackle side of my box. I've got EWG hooks, I've got belly weighted hooks, I've got my wacky rig hooks that I can also use for drop shotting, and I've got various jig heads, weights, and that is just about everything that I need for terminal tackle for a regular day out on the water. Now, moving on to the second side of the box. This is where things get kind of interesting. Okay, what do we have in here? So I'm going to start on this side. I have the requisite couple of frogs. This is a brand new one, so I haven't trimmed the legs yet. This is just a regular frog. And then I also have a popping frog here. I have trimmed the legs on that one. So I have 2 frogs. And you'll notice they both are pretty light bellies, a yellow belly and a white belly. That tends to work better in our water than dark belly. Now, what else do we have in here? Oh, nice big spinnerbait. Again, it is fall, so during the fall, these spinnerbaits are money. That is a Strike King spinnerbait. Here's another one. This is a bluegill pattern. Even more successful in bluegill patterns because this is the forage. Bluegills are the forage that our bass are eating right now. So 2 spinnerbaits, 2 frogs. What else? Okay, we have a little bit smaller scale chartreuse spinnerbait. This one is for when we've had some storms and we've got muddier water, obviously. I need something a little bit more visible. So that's what the chartreuse one is in there for. So 3 spinnerbaits. And then what's this? Number 4. A very small scale spinnerbait. So that is 4 spinnerbaits and 2 frogs in this one little tiny compartment here. Moving on, what else do we have next? Oh, lipless crankbaits. So I've got 2 lipless cranks in here. I've got a larger Strike King Red Eye Shad in brim pattern, which if you want to see my other video about why I'm carrying this in this color, I'm going to link that right up here in the, I think it goes, where is it? Right up here in the cards. It's because the bass in my lakes are targeting these brim patterns. But that said, I also do have a smaller crankbait with me, a smaller lipless that is a chrome pattern. Next up, I've got a little diving crankbait. Again, this is a natural shad color or kind of a perchish bluegill looking guy. He's a fairly shallow diving crankbait because most of the time I'm going to be running these moderately shallow, so less than 10 feet at this time of year. Then I've got 2 different square bills. I've got this perch pattern square bill, and I've got a Guggen flat-sided square bill. This has a completely different action than a regular sort of fatter square bill, so that's why I have those 2. And then the last compartment is jigs. So I've got an assortment of jigs. I've got a swim jig here, again in that bluegill pattern. I've got a black flipping jig with kooky eyes and a little bit of chartreuse on there. I've got a brown craw pattern jig that's a football jig. A Trashmaster jig in bluegill color. I love this one. I've had a lot of success on these Trashmaster jigs. And then I have this other swim jig here, which actually still has a trailer on it from that previous video that I did where I showed you how to rig this a little bit sideways so that when this jig is swimming, the trailer actually looks like a fish imitation instead of a crawfish. Very cool. So I'm going to put that back in there. Oh, and one other one I forgot. I have a little tiny white, bleeding white jig as well. But all of this fits right back into my box with no problem at all. And the only other things that I carry with me when I'm going out for a day on a pond or a lake are my soft plastics, my jig trailers, and my worms. And that is it, guys. I mean, I can fit all of this in a really small backpack or really small sling bag that's very minimal. I don't have to get exhausted carrying around a bunch of heavy stuff. And I always know that I have pretty much any presentation that I need with me. Okay, so on this side, you'll see we have 4 spinnerbaits, 2 frogs, 5 crankbaits, and 6 jigs. That's incredible. That is a lot of fish catching power packed into this little tiny package here. As I mentioned, I have an ultra efficient solution for dehooking and for cutting line. So this is a Zinger. This is an Orvis one, and I love this one because it has a little clip here, like a tactical clip, that I can use to put on my bag. See that? But it also has a clip here. I could actually put this on my jacket or my shirt if I wanted to. This particular one is really awesome because check this out. It has a tape measure built right into the Zinger. That's the actual Zinger part. And then it has this other tactical clip, and I have put on here some nippers that I use for cutting braid, and then they just fold right back up. And then forceps that I use for dehooking fish. Another bonus of the forceps is that you can actually clip the forceps themselves onto your garments, and they'll just hang there so that they're there anytime you need them. I personally don't love doing that. I like to use the Zinger. I clip this onto my bag and everything is right there where I need it, and the measuring tape too. This is such a great, phenomenal, low impact solution to having 3 tools right at your fingertips: a dehooker, a line cutter, and a measuring tape. You can't go wrong with that. Okay, now look. Obviously, if I am fishing a tournament or something like that, I'm going to bring more than just this one little tiny box with me. But for days where I am beating the banks, or days where I'm out on my kayak and really want something lightweight, ultra compact, that doesn't wear me out, and that I'm pretty confident I can address just about any conditions that I find, you cannot beat this. I promise you, it is such a great solution. It's such a great relief just to carry this couple of little things and then a couple of packs of plastics, and you're good to go. What more do you need? So if you're looking for an ultra minimal solution to a day of bank fishing or kayak fishing, check this out. Check out this box. This is the Plano 3500 double-sided box. Again, I'll leave the link down in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some ideas. If you did, please feel free to drop a comment down below. Let me know what I could have done better, what I could have done differently, or of course, what you liked about the video. I always like to hear that too. If you're one of the 70+% of people watching our videos who is not subscribed already, just take a quick second, hit that subscribe bell, and then hit the notification bell if you would like to see additional videos as they happen. Thanks so much, and we'll catch you later.